Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to more Ticket to Ride Europe here on my channel. Sorcerer Matt, officially getting my new intro down here. Again, decided to change it because it makes it easier for people if they see me on here to be able to find me on YouTube. And I think more people would probably search for Sorcerer Matt than they would Sorcerer Network. I don't know, maybe we'll get to a point where we have a network at some point, but as of right now, just me. So, again, I often look at shapes when I am like shape of routes here. So I believe that these three are the correct move. Yeah, because I don't think. I mean, I suppose Warsaw to Budapest might make sense. But that's only 5. And I think we just, yeah, look, keep it this. Hello! Oh, Arguan! Arguan, 311428! Hello! Always great to play against. I don't want to sound pompous. How do I not sound pompous in this? Hang on one second. Do I want this? Yeah, I kind of do. Hello. Again, I don't want to sound like, oh, always nice to be recognized. Hello. Appreciate. Okay, if you know who I am, you're watching. Appreciate the support for the channel. Always happy to play against people who watch. Okay, great. So now we are going to go ahead and just grab off the top. I don't think that sounds too pompous. Sorry if it does. So I don't think I want to go like Dieppe to or Dieppe to London to Amsterdam to Essen, because then that's just so many wilds. I think what I'd rather do is go Paris to Frankfurt and then hop up into Essen and then work down Frankfurt, Munich, Vienna into Bucharest and Sevastopol. So really green, I think, is the big one here. And I know I need, to get London to Dieppe as well, but I almost might go Essen to Frankfurt here with my wild, because this tends to be just a really hot spot. And I don't know, maybe maybe I have nightmares of that one game that it was, and it actually isn't as much of a bottleneck as I think it is, but I just never want to take that risk. I know pink is there, and I probably should be grabbing that, to be honest with you, but I pretty much need everything, is really what it comes down to. And then Kiev, I can either come out of Budapest or come out of Bucharest. Or I can, I don't know, go Warsaw to Kiev. I don't know. Kiev, there's plenty of ways that or we could go through Rostov and Kharkov and India. There's plenty of ways we can do that. I think I want to get this, as always, I think with the Europe map, you really want to get this area set. And then you can kind of work your way around. All right, I think I want to go orange and white here, because I do want to get Paris to Frankfurt. Now, the issue is that I need white for Bucharest to Sevastopol, but I also might want to grab it for Paris to Frankfurt, especially now considering that blue and yellow, though yellow might be trying to hook up into Brussels. So we'll see about that one. Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, I'm not playing around. I'm grabbing a wild here, and I'm just going to use the white and be fine with it. unless blue and yellow grab it here. Okay. I think that's, given the board state, I think that's pretty good. Okay, interesting. So green going down that way. We're probably good to just... Oh, we just need pretty much everything. So we can go off the top here. Because we also need just some wilds to get into Kiev, to get into Bucharest. We just need, stuff. And we also need a wild, and I would rather pull it off the top rather than have to pull the wild from the board. But I will if I have to. So white, pink, orange, probably the only cards that I would absolutely want to take. And I probably should not also delay on Vienna to Budapest, because that's sneakily one that people will often grab. All right. That's a couple nice turns of draws there of things that we need. As usual, we've got lots of people hanging out in Germany and France. That's fine. Off the top. Okay, that's nice as well. Grabbing to get a Sevastopol to Bucharest. And probably what that means as well, man, everybody needs pink. I don't like that everybody needs pink. Okay, well, now we gotta do this. That's fine. I'm not having any problems finding white. And I honestly don't mind using the red for something else. Now, that does mean that... Oh, that's an expensive one for green. Really would like... Yeah, see, that's where all this pink is going. So, I think we can go off the top, though I should have grabbed that, which is fine. I can live with that. So, yeah, orange and pink are kind of... Like, pink, I really want to get Frankfurt to Munich here. Okay, it looks like yellow maybe won't be interfering as much as I may have thought. And I do have the into Munich route as well, which I will probably grab here. All right, so it looks like blue's going down into Spain. Green is down into Italy. Now, we still don't quite know what yellow is, because obviously yellow has some stuff in here, but we don't know if yellow's heading more towards the Switzerland-Italy area or more towards where we're heading, Eastern Europe, Russia, other stuff like that. So I am thinking, unless there is a pink on board, I'm probably going to grab Bucharest to Sevastopol, because I want to make sure that I have where I'm getting into. Okay. Well, I would like that pink, and I would like that pink again. Yeah, come on now. Why is everyone grabbing the pink? Okay, I need the pink. And then, you know what? I might start grabbing some red, because, again, I'm going to need to get Budapest to Bucharest and or this route of 6 and or this route of 4. And, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Excellent. I think that this is proven to be... This was a wise decision. We honestly have a bunch of stuff that we could get to get Budapest to Bucharest, which I think we want to do. And then probably I'll just go up to Kiev because it's not a tunnel. I know this is a route of 6, but man, it just hurts to have to do more tunnel stuff. Well, never mind. I guess that makes that decision for us. All of a sudden, Kiev has become very popular, and we do have stations, so I don't need to completely panic here. All right, so yellow decides to go that way, which is perfectly fine. All right, that's beautiful as well. It's really nice. Yowza. Okay, well, so everyone kind of started in the same spot and are now kind of ending in the same spot. Uh, I think we can continue to draw here. I know that I really just don't want to have to use the extra card Bucharest to Budapest, but I suppose if I have to, I have to. I can always grab a wild later. It doesn't seem like anyone's kind of in the London, Amsterdam area, so I'm happy to do that. I could also grab a pair of greens and just try to go Karkaroff to Rostov. That's fine. Don't mind that. You know, I'm gonna risk it. Hey, look at that. Sometimes better to be lucky than good. And so now we can go the red Bucharest to Kiev, and then I can probably just, with one of my singles, I can go there. I am going to do this first. There's enough traffic in this area that I don't want to have to deal with it. All right, so pretty smooth opening, all things considered. And there's still plenty of the board that's open to us. You know, we can get up into Edinburgh, into the Scotland area very easily. We can get up into Russia, even with how crowded it is. All right, we're just going to do that. There we go. And now we can draw tickets. And assuming yellow does not draw, we can be the first ones to draw tickets. Which is always nice. All right, so Paris to Vienna, yes. Now, we are not into Berlin, but I think it's okay for us to get into Madrid. I think that's fine. Now, how we're going to do that is a little... because obviously Paris to Pamplona is the most direct route, but I have no blue. And I do have 3 pink. So if I can get, like, let's go here, and then let's grab this. Because if I can grab 2 orange, then I can go Dieppe to Brest, down to Pamplona, into Madrid. All right, green using a station. Probably for Brussels to Amsterdam. Alrighty. Okay, yeah, this is looking way more likely to do that. I kind of want to save the wild just in case we need it, but I don't know. Maybe that's... Nah, I don't... Never mind. I don't like that idea. Because what would I be needing... I mean, obviously a wild is always nice to have, but what's the route that I'd be looking at that would use the wild? I'm not in any kind of the southern Italy into Athens. I guess Copenhagen could be one. I guess how worried am I about someone grabbing Brest to Dieppe? I think the answer is I'm not that concerned. Now, the other question is, can I draw another orange? And I could also draw tickets again, because then I could know, hey, do I need this wild for getting up into Copenhagen or something like that? I think I like that plan. Well, this is all bad. Let's see here. Okay, I think we can do Venice to Constantinople with a station and then grabbing some blue here. We can do that. I feel good about that. And that also then tells me I'm a go to use the wild, I think, though again, we also don't have blue, so I got to be careful with that. I don't want to draw too much more because I'm at 17 cards with 19 trains, and I don't want to overdraw. I can also just grab a wild here. Yeah, I think that's fine. I could also go, if I see green, I could go into Zurich and over to Venice, which I might end up doing. I know it's an extra turn and potentially some cards that I don't want to use up, but, well, never mind. Screw that plan. Okay, I think it is correct to begin to do the stuff that I have, because I want to see if I can draw a blue off or an orange off the top. A wild also would not be the worst thing in the world. Like, at this point, of course, there's a blue on top, but no worries. Okay. I'm willing to risk this. No, let's go off the top. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I want to be done drawing cards. Though the stations change the math again a little bit because I have some flexibility. So now I want to go here. Oh, there's paper up here? Okay, hang on. Let's get some paper. All right, here we go. Let's take a pause on my commentary here. All right, paper, 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 paper. Here we go. Look at this. While Arguan, you're deciding on destination tickets, I will get some orange paper. Can you find a piece of orange paper? Okay, a little bit worried about green in this situation, but yeah, we'll do this. Because I need 2 more turns, because I need to get the station as well. Whoo, that was very close. That was a little too close for comfort for me. The only bummer with that is assuming green does end it. I'm holding on to a lot of cards, which is not really where you want to be. I think probably Arguan, you're the person I'm most concerned about in this one. I guess green does have a pretty long train. Okay. So let's do, I'm going to do this. It's less likely that somebody has 4 pink to go Brest to Pamplona than, hey, I actually, do need to, or, yellow going, hey, I actually do need to get into Bucharest, and this is how I'm going to do it. And, yeah, I think this is correct. Okay. So, not a great efficient use of our cards. And we are the lowest score. Though this will help. Yeah, I don't Arguan, I think I think I like where you are, because I think you have that Madrid to Moscow. And some other really good stuff. I think the second ticket draw just didn't give us what we needed. It just didn't give us what we needed. Now, I definitely don't think this was a bad game by any means. I think we had some really solid tickets. Everybody used 1 station, so there's no advantages there. 120 is not huge. Let's see what green did, because green had a really good score on board, and is going to beat me off of just having better tickets there, and 1 more ticket. Okay, so red, you missed. Arguan, you missed the 1 8-pointer, though probably was okay given, missing 8 points. Yeah, the Madrid to Moscow and Paris to Moscow really helps you kind of make things up. Okay, so yellow misses 1 as well. Alrighty, well, looks like we're going to get cooled off here a little bit. I don't really know who has longest train. I know it's definitely not me. I kind of... Oh, it's yellow. Okay, yellow. All right, well, that doesn't help yellow at all, so we'll take the third place because everyone's going to get the same amount for their stations. That would have been the only, like, really good thing. GG. Yes, GG, everyone. Wonderful game. Kind of cooled ourselves off there a little bit. That second ticket draw, we needed something that was more in this area, whereas we got this weird, like, into Eastern Europe down into Turkey, and really the only thing we could do was this Constantinople into Venice, and that just kind of threw off our draws and threw off our pace. But I mean, overall, this is a very close game. Everyone kind of played it very well. You know, the missing the tickets mattered here, but yeah, I'm surprised. Green, I think, did. Hang on, look at the stats here. So yeah, Green's advantage definitely came with the points on the claimed routes. So that was good on Green there. Though interestingly enough, Arguan actually had a higher average claimed route length. And I wouldn't say, I mean, what, we got third? Yeah, it's not like we were way ahead or way behind. I don't know. You know, one built station, unused stations, you know, just the one additional train card definitely mattered, but otherwise, everyone kept three. This is a very, very even game, and then that just kind of comes down to who has the better tickets. I really didn't think we had bad tickets. Just kind of think everyone else had better ones. You know, Arguan, man, you got the 18, 18, 25. That's beautiful. So, all right, well, hey, if you're enjoying the content, hit that subscribe button. We're happy that you are part of the channel. We're approaching 650 subscribers. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.